Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video to the channel. So in this video, I wanted to talk about the up-and-coming release, the 110 Woodcutting and Fletching. So what I'm going to do in this video is talk through like a couple of the items I get stocked up on, ready and prepared for it. So with the calendar and the calendar having all of the updates coming and stuff booked in, something really interesting has been included. So not only is Woodcutting and Fletching, which has been announced, they've also dropped in Firemaking is also going to increase to 110 as well. So it's not just for two skills we're going to have. Firemaking is also going to be included. Now, with Firemaking going to 110, I imagine there's not going to be a lot to it because really Firemaking is just upgrading with the tiers of logs. But we are going to have a reshuffle in Firemaking, which also means as well that people who are preparing for Woodcutting and Fletching, Firemaking is also going to be included as well. So this gives you about 2 weeks if you are off 110 Firemaking to have a go and see what you can do in terms of levels. Obviously, logs at the minute, they are still relatively cheap. Like, I've just price checked a magic log and it's currently like 900 GP in the bank, but we can just check the Grand Exchange as well. I kind of think that this should have been told before double XP because a lot of people I think would have focused on Firemaking because compared to the other two, Firemaking is a little bit more annoying, or at least people could then use Firemaking as their AFK during the actual double XP. But that is on the post, Firemaking, Woodcutting and Fletching. So with this as well, we're going to have Eternal Magic Trees at 100 Woodcutting with Primal and Eternal Magical Weapons. Arrows, Bolts, Hatchets and Woodbox to Fletching Smith, it's 100 Fletching and Smithing as well. Masterwork Bow and Upgraded Song and Hatchet to increase, plus leveling benefits and achievements. So the fact we're getting 3 110 skills is a massive amount of like updates and content and stuff like that. But I've thrown this up a little bit earlier than normal because I think the announcement of 110 Firemaking hasn't really been mentioned. And I do think that they'll only mention it in the post next week with a couple of days leading up to the actual thing. So hopefully with this, you guys can have a couple of extra days to sort of get the Firemaking games going in, just in case you are off 110 Firemaking. But let me know in the comments, what do you guys think? Do you think it's a bit of a myth that this has been missed off? Because as far as I'm aware, this hasn't been mentioned. And the only way I found out about this is that Reddit pointed it out in a post. So yeah, very excited for the content though. A bit gutted that I have to go back to work the day of release of this because I would have thought that there's going to be so much content and so much stuff to do. What we'll be looking to do is very similar to how we've done the mining and smithing rework. We're going to be here for loads of updates, money makers, all the things we can do off the side as well. So probably for the first week or so, because there's so much update and content in 3 different skills, I think we're going to sort of work our way all the way through. But that's the first part of the video anyway. I wanted to let you guys know about the Firemaking. So the other thing I was going to go through is what kind of items I will prepare for and make sure I have before the actual update comes. So we'll talk through woodcutting first. So the important thing I think for woodcutting is that you need to get the Incando hatchet as well as the crystal hatchet prepared and ready for this as well. Now the Incando hatchet can be a little bit annoying because you do need to go and collect it and it can take a little while. So if you haven't got it already, I would be AFKing something like Elder Logs in the hopes that you can go and get the pieces, because you do need to get 4 pieces, I believe it was, to get the hatchet. And on release, when it was dropped, it did take me like a good day or 2 of just Elder Woodcutting to get to that point as well. Now, if you haven't got Firemaking as well, I would also concentrate on getting some logs. If you are looking to do it again, Firemaking will not bring as much profit compared to the other two. It might have some benefits or perks, but I kind of think Firemaking is such like a passive, like not rewarding skill. Unless they bring in some massive incense sticks or something where sort of Firemaking can stand out, I really wouldn't worry about it. I would focus more on the other two. But sorry, back to woodcutting. Along with this, I would get woodcutting urns prepared. Bit interested to see if they bring in any high tier urns, but they didn't with mining, so I can't imagine it would with woodcutting. I would have your Elder woodcutting box ready because that has already been mentioned it's going to upgrade. You do need the 100 smithing to do it, but again, it should be pretty decent to have a Elder wood box as well. Woodcutting jujus, perfect plus potions, or perfect woodcutting jujus will no doubt have some form of benefit. Same with the wood shaking scrimshaw. Any sort of buff you can see for woodcutting, I imagine will be big. There is the Croesus offhand as well, although it's no doubt going to be a little bit pricey. I'm sure that will have a massive benefit with the skill coming up as well. But basically, you just want to cover off any form of buff possible. I have sort of bought some woodcutting potions in the hope that they do become useful, but if you have access to Prif and if you have the level, a perfect plus potion will cover all of this and cover it all for 4 hours as well. So if you have the ability to use a perfect plus, don't need to use the woodcut juju potion, you can just use that instead. Fletching is an interesting one. The only thing I would really stock up on is feathers because of ammo and stuff like that. Maybe we need bowstrings, so some fungal like stackable bowstrings could be pretty good to do. But fletching is the kind of one which will be a bit different and a bit sort of unknown sort of thing. I think with fletching, it will be a lot sort of on the day. I think ammo and bows and stuff like that, we'll just see there. But if you wanted to stock on things like feathers, bowstrings, that could be an option just to make it a little bit easier. Obviously, they'll go up in price on day because of demand. But if you can have a little amount stacked ready to go, it just means that you can get them cheaper and you can get moving as well. But it's making sure you're prepped and you've got all the things you need. But woodcutting irons especially, the correct hatchets, any potions to boost XP, any potions to boost like your gathering as well. Making sure you stocked up on Viswax for your aura, scrimshaws, getting all the offhands ready, and just basically having a little bit of prep to have it as well. But for me, the woodcutting box, urns, hatchets, the woodcutting outfit, if you've still got some time, if you don't have the woodcutting outfit, get all these perks and bonuses ready. Because I'm pretty sure that, judging by some of the posts we've seen already, that the woodcutting axe is going to be very similar to the life or death. So that's going to be a huge amount of AFKing because you're going to have to gather some resources. But apart from that, that's all we know about the update so far. The main point of this video was to sort of highlight that it's actually going to be 3 skills and not just 2. Big shout out to Reddit. I wish I can like find the post and throw out the name of who put it up. But that was the only reason I managed to find it, because again, this calendar is actually a really, really good thing to have in the game because you can check in on what the plans are and what the stuff is as well. But next week, we're going to have the Advent calendar, we're going to have Winter Week's combat and the Christmas Village. So that's going to be some really good content. So we'll make sure to be doing that as well. Pretty sure that with the Christmas Village, we're going to have a quest. So I'll make sure that's out as well. In terms of videos and content, I'm going to do a bit of a content update, life update as well a little bit later on. So I'm going to double upload today just so you guys can have a bit more content than normal. And then we'll go back to the normal sort of stuff for the rest of the week. But yeah. So that's pretty much it. Obviously, when the update post is released next week, we'll go through the update post. Day of release, don't worry about me being back to work. I've got an idea of how I can still get some stuff out to you guys as well, because we need to make sure that we're here for day of release, because it's going to be such big content and we need to be here for it. So I hope you guys are prepared. Hope you guys are ready. Still like hit your divine use if you're still a little bit off your XP as well. There's still plenty of time to sort of cash in and get some movement towards those 110s if you still haven't done them. But again, those are the kind of items I'll stock up on. Once again, wood box, urn, hatchets, scrimshaws, potions, everything possible for that. Fletching's a little bit of an odd one, but bowstrings and feathers is what I sort of lean towards. And then finally, for the firemaking, I don't think there's anything you can actually prepare for because it's going to be the newer grade of logs. And they might sort of have a remake of XP because they've sort of tiered woodcutting different. And firemaking kind of hasn't reflected that. So you might find that your U logs or magic logs might be slightly more XP. But I wouldn't bank on that until we actually see the news post next week. But hey guys, looking forward to that. If you are brand new, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you have enjoyed the video, enjoy my ramblings, please make sure to like. It really does help me out. Helps me to be seen by a lot more people as well. But we'll be back later on with another video, talking through life updates, content coming to the channel, and a nice little bit of a podcasty ramble, which I might start doing a bit more. I know I've done one every sort of month, but we'll try and introduce it a bit more as well. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys very soon in the next video.